Hello again, Dr. San. I'm going to talk my exhaust right now. When I got the FATBO, it had standard stock shocks. I actually really loved the look. It was a shotgun shocks, but it had no volume. It didn't have that good rumble. And so went back and forth whether I'm going to get, classic Vance and Hines or whoever exhaust. But then one day I saw these PEACEMAKERs. So if you come in close, babe, you can see the PEACEMAKER pipes right here. And what the PEACEMAKER pipes do is they have a baffle in them, and you can either open or close the baffle. If you open it, air goes screaming out. It's louder than stock. Pretty loud. Not as loud as a lot of the other exhausts, but when you close the baffle, it quiets down. So if I'm leaving early for work in the morning, keep it low, and then once I hit the open road, then I'll open it up. So it basically, to run that baffle, it's a mechanical run. So it has bicycle cables, just like your brake cables or whatever. It has a pair of them, all right, running from the top and bottom, and they run to this thing. And this thing has a screw on an electric motor, and as it turns the screw, there's a disc nut that slides up and down that has the cables attached. So this wire, has ground, and it has up positive, down positive, and ground. And then it goes to this switch, which has positive coming in and up positive, down positive going out. So the only downside to the system is sometimes this gets stuck in one position. You either got to wiggle the button. Here you can hear it. It's actually closing the baffle so it's quieter. And there it is, opening the baffle. All right, sometimes if it gets stuck, I just got to keep jiggling it, or I'll whack it with the hammer. Kind of like the old starters, when you got the car going and the starter's going out, give it a couple of whacks, it might actually engage. And we'll play the sound here. Got my keys, so let's put it on quiet. Oh, gotta put myself in neutral. There's neutral. And then fire it up. So I really love that, the switch between that regular and that deeper sound. After I put these on, which was really simple, just like any slip-ons, right? If you come around here, babe, you just have your screws here, all right? And then you have the brackets that hold them. And I'll take that for a second. And you can see where my fingers are. There are brackets there that hold this on. So, but then I saw PEACEMAKER pipe. Tail gunners. Oh, those tail gunners look good. But I already had these, and I love these. But I wanted tail gunners, and they do make like a tail gunner tip, but it's a 3-inch tip, and this is a 4-inch. So these guys are awesome. They went out of their way. They sent me just the tail gun. Rather than the whole muffler or just a tip piece, they sent me the tail gun. It's got 2 screw spots. All right, I got 1 screw. I set it to, because the process is you got to get this thing perfectly held in there, and you have to have the airflow over it, so that way it'll cause the air to hit it and spin. If it's exposed, and the tip on these ended here, and they were angled. So they weren't long enough to incorporate this, so I went to the muffler exhaust shop for, like, you know, the fancy cars when you want to do a really good exhaust system. And they gave me these 4-inch extension tips. A buddy of mine, Mad Dog, passed away recently, God bless him. He does welding. It's chrome. You can notice it's not perfect, but we went ahead and welded it to get any air gaps dealt with. But basically, even before I had it welded, I just had to align this and figure out the exact spot and get the angle where I would get it to sit just perfect where it would free spin. Obviously, if I'm kinked a little bit, it'll catch an edge and it won't free spin. So I had to just do a bunch of math, do some measurements, calculations and stuff, and I finally figured out where to drill holes here on the hidden side. And then I just gotta kind of balance and just play with this until I can get it to drop in the hole. And this, I probably won't get it done on camera right now. It'll take me about 5-10 minutes to just get the alignment, because obviously, let me just give you a close-up of the bolts so you can see, you know, how you had to kind of line up and get those in. I leave a bolt in on one so it can find the hole coming out, and that on it, and then I put the screw in from this side to catch it. And so the tail gunner shaft that has the holes in it are screwed already, or grooved already, so you can put a screw in. So I just put a long screw in for this far one to come out and stick out, and then this one I go in and find it and then screw it in. So the same on the bottom, but I only have this much exposed, but that's perfect for the tail gunner effect. All right, so I got it back on. It was pretty easy this time, but free spins. One of the things I noticed after I had put on the tail gun, was just because of the airflow distance. The top one has a short distance to the exhaust versus the bottom one. So, and there is a airflow connection here, so the top one tends to spin faster than the bottom one. But here it's all together. We'll hear the sounds and the spinning. So we'll start with the quieter. So it's in the up closed position. Probably may have muted some of that benefit of the sound change, but I really enjoy having this, and everybody gets a kick out of getting the rumble sound when it or question the spinners when they're behind me. It's like, oh man, do those things spin? Wow, yeah. So on the new bike, I'm eventually going to change those out to tail gunners completely. But I love having my Peacemakers in there with my tail gunners. And I guess the gas has been sitting, it's smoking a little bit, but yeah, I just wish it would sparkle and shoot out like a real Gatling gun. But I love my tail gunners, love my Peacemakers, and the combination that I did to make it all work together. All right, so just wanted to show you another little mod I did that I'm really proud of. All right, well, Taka-san out.